Alright guys, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from TEAMSAMURAIX1 here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with my first place OTS Shaddoll deck profile for you guys today, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the past couple of days, on Friday and on Saturday, I attended 2 OTS locals playing Shaddolls with the new support and stuff, and the deck is just absolutely insane. It performed really well for me. I'm still currently testing out the deck and see on which builds are working best, and so far guys, I've seen tremendous amount of results, especially today, which is Saturday. Just came back from my locals right now, and I went undefeated today at locals. 5 rounds of Swiss, cut the top 8, won the final round against Light. My boy Charlie, you're watching this video. Shout out to you, Charlie. This deck right here, absolute fire! The deck is super hot, and in this video, I'll showcase you guys some cool combos you guys can actually do with this deck as well. Anyways, if you guys want to see more deck profiles in the future, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. The thumbs up button needs to be smashed, alright? If for those of you who don't smash it, you guys better break this thumbs up button in half, man. Today was pretty cool. First place in my OTS local gets 8 OTS tournament pack 11s, which is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, they didn't have OTS 12s, so they gave me OTS 11 instead. It's okay, I love OTS 11s, and I also got 1 pack for entry, giving me a total of 9 packs going undefeated today. So, man, I felt nice today. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Without further ado, let's start it with today's video. Alright guys, welcome to the deck profile. It is my first place OTS back-to-back Friday and Saturday deck profile for you guys today, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to showcase you guys what I played during these past 2 days at my OTS local tournament. This deck is just super duper awesome, man. So without further ado, let's start with the deck profile. So first and foremost, let's start off with, of course, double copies of Shaddoll Squamata. This card is the Foolish Burial for the entire deck. Next, you're playing, of course, double copies of Shaddoll Hedgehog. When this card is flip summoned, you basically can search any Shaddoll Spawn Trap card directly from your deck to your hand, and when this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can search any Shaddoll monster directly from your deck to your hand, which is really good. So 2 copies of Hedgehog, 2 copies of Shaddoll Beast, and the last one of that you're playing in the deck for the original Shaddoll monsters is the 1 Shaddoll Dragon. And this is all the original Shaddoll monsters you're playing in the deck. I truly believe that these are all you need for the original Shaddoll monsters for this deck. I'm not playing Falco, and the reason why I'm not playing Falco isn't too great in this specific version that I'm playing for Shaddolls. If you guys definitely want to incorporate Falco, you guys go ahead and do so, but Falco isn't needed for this variant of Shaddolls that I'm playing today. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all the OG Shaddoll monsters that you're playing in the deck. Very self-explanatory right here. Double copies of Shaddoll Wendy and the 1 copy of Nail Shaddoll Ariel. These cards right here are absolutely insane. You guys probably wondering, Sam, why are you only playing 2 copies of Shaddoll Wendy in your deck? And the reason why is because this deck isn't a pure variant of Shaddoll, so I felt like it was appropriate enough to actually play 2 copies of this card in the main deck. I did try it at 3 on Friday, but it didn't work out too well. And for Saturday, when I cut this card out to 2, it performed wonderfully for me, and I didn't have any problems playing this card at 2 at all. If you guys are definitely playing a pure variant of Shaddolls, I definitely recommend you guys on playing 3 copies of this card, but with the variant that I'm playing, which I'll showcase you guys in a sec, 2 copies is justifiable. This card right here just does everything that Falco does, but better. Whenever this card is sent to the graveyard, you basically get the special summon a Shaddoll monster directly from your deck in face down defense position, and the luxury of using Shaddoll Wendy to set cards like Beast and Hedgehog is just absolutely ridiculous. Use Shaddoll Wendy to special summon these cards from the deck in face down defense position, and then using cards like the trap card and to flip these guys face up, it's just absolutely insane, right? So it's so good for the deck, and it's definitely what the deck was missing 100,000%. And I just love the way that this deck functions now with Shaddoll Wendy. Nail Shaddoll Ariel, sometimes I actually miss playing 2 copies of this card. When I played the pure variant of Shaddolls, I actually played double copies of Nail Shaddoll Ariel, but for this specific version, like I said, I'm playing a bunch of cool cards in this deck, which you guys are about to see in a sec. When she's flip, you basically get a special summon a banish Shaddoll monster back from your banish zone, which is really awesome. And when she's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can banish up to 3 cards in either player's graveyard, which is insane. And the most efficient way for this specific variant of the deck to recycle these cards back to your hand from your graveyard is using App Cologne. Playing your deck correctly and resource managing properly, you can easily use cards like App Cologne to recycle these cards back from your graveyard to your hand, right? And these are all the Shaddoll monsters that you're playing for this specific variant of the deck. Triple Alistair the Invoker. Holy smokes. This engine is by far one of the best engines I've ever played in my entire life when it comes to combining Shaddolls with another deck. It's just like bread and butter, peanut butter and jelly, bro. The synergy that Alistair has with the Shaddoll monsters, the amount of fusion access you have in this deck is just absolutely ridiculous. And you guys will see in a second how you guys can actually abuse this card for this specific variant of the deck. Alistair is just so good. Getting access to cards like Purgatrio, Makaba, Ragent on top of your window, and also Construct is just absolutely insane. And this card right here gets you access to fusions, and you want to see your fusion spells as much as possible. You want to try to make this deck as consistent as possible. So seeing a fusion spell in this deck is crucial, and the most efficient way to actually maximizing yourself and actually seeing fusion cards is by playing additional 3 Alistairs in your deck. Bread and butter for the entire deck, 100,000%. So triple Alistair. Another really crucial engine for the deck is triple Mech Knight Purple Nightfall. Oh my god. This card is so good, guys. So basically, I do prefer to go second, but if I know what deck I'm playing against, I don't mind going first. The luxury of playing this deck is that you can either go first or go second. This deck has no problem going first whatsoever. Going second, you just get so much more value of Shaddoll Fusion. And also at the same time, having a 6 card going second can also help as well. But going first shouldn't be an issue at all. Like opening up with Mech Knight Purple Nightfall with Alistair in your first opening hand, you can still easily combo off. Like Alistair with the release of Almirage now, Mech Knights have no problems going first. Like you can still combo off and do the exact same things that Shaddolls do going first, even though you're playing going second cards like Mech Knights in your deck. Huge shout outs to Abdul. Abdul, you're watching this video, man. Me and Abdul have been talking theory about this deck for quite a while now, and the Mech Knights just work so much better than the pure version of Shaddolls, and worked even better than the Clown package in some certain scenarios, because going second, these cards help you break boards. These cards help push through back row. And it's also a light for Construct as well, which is also an additional plus. And it's a 2500 body on the board, which can search any of your Mech Knights directly from your extra hand, which is really good. So triple copies of Purple Nightfall, which is really awesome, and they're all lights. Double copies of course, Mech Knight Blue Sky. This card is also essential as well to search your purple. And the 1 copy of Shifty Boy right here, Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse. Each time I summon this card, I just think about the Cha-Cha slide. You know, when you summon this card, slide to the left, slide to the right. Really good. Just these cards really help you push through back row and just gives you additional bodies on the board to actually help you OTK going second, and also at the same time going first provides you an additional body on the board as well, which is really awesome. So usually once I summon Purple Nightfall going first and I banish it, comes back the next turn, I usually just OTK my opponent. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to pick up these cards, pick up these cards now before they skyrocket, because I'm telling you right now, this is the best way to play Shaddolls. You know, Shaddolls is good as a pure variant, but I feel like the deck just does so much better as an engine splashed in with other engines. If you guys understand what I mean, it's like, what's that deck? Only the engine. Yeah, Sky Strikers. There you go. So good. So pick up your copies while you guys still can. So I'm playing a very small Clown package, so double Damage Juggler and 1 copy of Trick Clown. This is all you need. They're just like additional lights that you can send to the graveyard while making Construct, which is pretty nice. And Damage Juggler can actually stop you from getting OTK'd. A lot of times when I put a make Borosaur, they think that they have game, and I'll just be like Damage Juggler, and then, you know, what can they do, right? So Damage Juggler is just really good. Last but not least, we're playing, of course, triple Side Frame Gear Gamma. Card is absolutely mandatory as well. The best feeling in the world is when you activate Shaddoll Fusion and they ash you, and then you chain Gamma, and it's like, it's game from there on in. Like, they're not winning the duel once you resolve the Gamma, right? So Gamma is just super duper nice, and obviously the 1 side frame driver as well. Shout out to Nepthys. I got this idea from Nepthys 100,000%. So Nepthys, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for recommending me to actually play the Gamma in the deck. Gammas are just so good. So that's pretty much rounds off for all the monsters I'm playing in the deck. Monster lineup, absolutely perfect. Start with the spells. For the spells, the best spell in the deck obviously is triple Shaddoll Fusion. Absolute mandatory. You guys don't know what Shaddoll Fusion does. Card is like the game winner. Also, by the way, going second, this card's a 1 card OTK, so Shaddoll Fusion is nice. Triple copies of El Shaddoll Fusion. Card is so good. The fact that it's quick play makes this card insane. These cards are absolute mandatory to play in the deck. And the last fusion spells you're playing in the deck is triple copies of Invocation. This card is so good, guys. Invocation is so nice. I recommend you guys playing 3 copies of this card. The problems with fusion-based deck is that you have to make your fusion guys on the very first turn, and playing 6 copies of fusion spells in a deck is not enough. You can't survive by playing only 6 Shaddoll Fusion cards. You need to play 9, and the 9 is you're playing Triple Invocation. Invocation helps you make your Winda, helps you make your Construct, makes basically any fusion monster, and that's in your extra deck. And you want to maximize yourself on actually seeing these fusion cards in your hand as much as possible, and that's why the Alistair and Invocation engine just works so well with Shaddolls. I definitely recommend. And Invocation, like I mentioned earlier, helps you get access to Makaba, Raging, Trio. It's just like additional really strong support cards that actually help beat against the metagame. Like, why don't you want to play a card that pseudo negates every single card in the meta? Like, Makaba is just so good. Invocation is absolutely mandatory. Obviously, alongside Invocation, you're playing double copies of Magical Meltdown. And what makes this card so awesome is that your opponent cards and effects cannot be activated when a monster is fusion summoned this way, which is really good. So whenever you activate a fusion, they can't negate it while Magical Meltdown is on the field, with scenarios like Cross Sheep, Construct while Meltdown's on the field. It's just absolutely insane, and just protect your cards from getting negated by card effects, right? So Magical Meltdown is nice. Next, you're playing, of course, Triple Call by the Grave. You want to make sure that your combos always go through 100,000%, and at the same time, if your opponent doesn't have any hand traps, this card is just like an additional disruption card against your opponent during their turn, which is really awesome. For our traps, I'm only playing one trap, the one Red Shaddoll Incarnation. This card is very self-explanatory. Monster reborn for any of your Shaddoll monsters, and can manipulate the battle position of any monster you control, any Shaddoll monster you control, by the way, by banishing it and another Shaddoll monster from your graveyard, which is really good. And that's all the traps I'm playing. I'm not playing core for this specific version. On Friday, when I came first at the OTS tournament as well, I played core in the deck, but I felt like there wasn't as much uses for me. Maybe I'm playing the deck wrong, I don't know, but core never came out for this specific variant of the deck. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm still currently testing this version of the deck, and so far it's been performing really well for me, and core wasn't needed. One copy of this card to run off for your entire deck. After extra deck, I'm gonna play, of course, double copies of El Shaddoll Construct. For this specific version of the deck, extra deck space is just super duper tight, so only 2 copies of El Shaddoll Construct will do. And huge shoutouts to my boy Matt for hooking me up with these beauties right here. I love El Shaddoll Construct ulti. Looks so beautiful. Next, you're playing, of course, double copies of El Shaddoll Winda. Absolutely mandatory to play as well. The reason why this deck is so good is because going first, not a lot of decks hit out Winda. Sure, Lightning Storm, I'll keep my Winda. Sure, Evenly Match, I'll keep my Winda. Like, how are you beating my Winda, man? You're not. So Winda going first is just absolute blowout against most decks in today's metagame. One El Shaddoll Apkalone. This card's really awesome. Recycles resource from your graveyard, and on summon, this card is an effect dealer, which is really good. So that's pretty much rounds off for your Shaddoll monsters. For your Invoked Engine, double copies of Invoked Mechaba, 1 copy of Invoked Raging, and last but not least, 1 copies of Invoked Trio to round off for your Invoked Engine. So this Invoked Engine worked really well for me. Wendy's a win. Almirage is a fire, by the way, and also Invoked Mechaba. Your Mech Knights, your Clowns are all lights, and also at the same time against Salads, Invoked Trio is just so good because all the cards are fire, right? So that's pretty much rounds off for our Invoked Engine. Next off for your links, 1 copy of Solomon Great Almirage, 1 Cross Sheep. Guys, this card skyrocketed in price like crazy, man. So you need to play Cross Sheep as much as possible. The reason why this deck is so good is because Alistair, the Invoker of Madness card, is just absolutely ridiculous, man. So good. This card right here helps you extend your combo plays, helps you easily OTK, and by searching an additional invocation is just absolutely insane. Having a Fusion Searcher is just so blessed, man. The 1 Borosaur Dragon, and last but not least, the 1 Apollosa. That's pretty much rounds off for the links, and the last monster playing the deck is the 1 Abyss Dweller to round off for your XCs. I kind of want to cut Dweller, maybe put in Invoked Kaliga, so that's pretty much rounds off for our extra deck. Alright guys, for your side deck, start off with, of course, Triple Mystic Mine. Card's the most underrated card in today's metagame so far, and if your opponent has no out to it, you literally just win the duel. Oh my god, triple Trio card is so good as well. Really good against Spirals, really good against Lunalights. Lunalights is really popular right now too, so Trio is just so awesome. Card's really underrated right now. I don't understand why this card's at $8 or so. Of course, triple Lightning Storm, back row decks. Next, you're playing, of course, triple Evenly Match. And last but not least, I'm playing, of course, triple copies of Drone Lockbird. Yeah, man, Drone Lockbird is pretty nice. So that's pretty much rounds off for the deck. Let's go off with some cool combos you guys can actually do with this deck real quick.
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.
Alright guys, welcome to the combo segment of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this explosive combo that I want to showcase you guys involving Alistair the Invoker, Performance Damage Juggler, and also Shaddoll Squamata. One thing that I would like to mention, with Shaddolls, it all depends on the cards that you have in your hand. And in any fusion deck, there aren't many 1 or 2 card combos you can do with the deck, because when you're playing a fusion based deck, you need the fusion spell and at least 2 materials to make the fusion monsters, right? So in this case, for this certain scenario, you're going to need Halaster, Damage Juggler, and also Shaddoll Squamata. There are so many different variations of this combo right here, but having these cards in your hand specifically will give you the end board of 5 negate / interruption. So, and these 2 other cards are going to be 2 unknowns that you have in your opening 5 when you're starting the duel. So if you open up this, you're pretty much going to win the duel if you go uninterrupted. So what you're going to do first is normal summon Halaster, activate Halaster's effect. You're going to search Invocation directly from your deck to your hand. Now what you do is activate Invocation, Fusion Summon using Damage Juggler and also Squamata. Send these 2 cards to the graveyard to make your Shaddoll construct. Then Chainlink 2 Squamata, Chainlink 1 construct to send Shaddoll Wendy to the graveyard, and construct is going to send the rest Shaddoll incarnation to the graveyard. So these 2 are going to be sent to the graveyard. Since Shaddoll Wendy got sent to the graveyard, she's going to activate her ability to special summon, of course, the Nail Shaddoll Ariel directly from your deck in face down defense position. So this is Ariel right here. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to banish the Damage Juggler from your graveyard to add Trick Clown. Now what you do is that you use Halaster and also Construct, send these 2 cards to the graveyard. You're going to make Cross Sheep. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to activate Rest Shaddoll Incarnation's ability, banish itself and a Shaddoll monster, which is the Shaddoll Construct, to basically flip the Ariel face up. Once Ariel is flipped face up, Ariel will get her ability to special summon back a banished Shaddoll monster, and the banished Shaddoll monster you have in your banish zone is obviously Construct. So you're going to special summon Construct to zone Cross Sheep points 2. Now what's going to happen is that Cross Sheep is going to trigger off its effect and also Construct. So Chainlink 2 Cross Sheep, Chainlink 1 El Shaddoll Construct. Cross Sheep says that whenever a fusion monster is special summoned to a zone it points to, special summon level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. Chainlink 2 is in Resolve, special summon back Squamata right here, and Construct is going to activate its effect to send El Shaddoll Fusion to the graveyard. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to use Cross Sheep and also El Shaddoll Construct, link away these 2 monsters to summon Halaster, the Invoker of Madness. What this card does is that whenever you fusion summon a monster while this card's on the field, you can discard 1 card, which is not a cost by the way. You can actually discard your Shaddoll monsters and actually trigger off their ability to search an invocation or a Book of Law directly from your deck to your hand. And this effect is not once per turn. So you can easily search invocation multiple times per turn using Halaster's ability, which is absolutely incredible. Once Shaddoll Construct gets sent to the graveyard, Shaddoll Construct will get to add El Shaddoll Fusion back from your graveyard to your hand. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to activate El Shaddoll Fusion using, of course, Ariel and also Trick Clown. Send these 2 cards to the grave to summon, of course, your second copy of El Shaddoll Construct. So now what you're going to do is choose your Chainlinks. Chainlink 3 Trick Clown, Chainlink 2 Halaster, and Chainlink 1 Shaddoll Construct. So Chainlink 3 is going to resolve first by the cost of paying 1,000 life points. Special back Trick Clown. Halaster is going to trigger off its ability to discard 1 card in your hand. At this point, if you have a Shaddoll monster in your hand, you can easily send it to the graveyard and trigger off their effect. So you use the Halaster to send the 1 random card, unknown card from your hand to the graveyard to search the invocation directly from your deck to your hand. And Construct is going to resolve by sending, of course, the Hedgehog to the graveyard. And once Hedgehog gets sent to the graveyard, Hedgehog is going to activate its effect to search the Shaddoll Wendy directly from your deck to your hand. So now what you do is that you're going to activate the second invocation by banishing, of course, Halaster and also Construct in your graveyard to fusion summon into invoked Mechaba. Now once Mechaba is summoned, Halaster the Invoker of Madness will trigger off its ability to send the other unknown card that's in your hand to the graveyard to search the last copy of Invocation directly from your deck to your hand. This effect is not once per turn, which what makes this card super crazy. Using Halaster, Construct, and also Trick Clown, link away these 3 monsters to the graveyard to link summon into Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess. Make sure you put it into this zone right here. Apollousa will have 3 negates, and since Construct got sent to the graveyard, Construct will get its ability to add back the El Shaddoll Fusion directly from your graveyard back into your hand. What you can do now is that you can activate Invocation's ability, put this card back into your deck to add the Halaster back from your banished pal into your hand. So this is your end board right now. This is what you're able to accomplish, which is really awesome. So now what you do is that you can set the El Shaddoll Fusion and then basically pass your turn. You pass your turn. What you're going to do on your opponent's turn is that you're going to lock your opponent by summoning Winda. And how you're going to summon Winda is you're going to activate, of course, the El Shaddoll Fusion using Squamata and also the Shaddoll Wendy that's in your hand into the Shaddoll Winda. Squamata and Wendy will trigger off their effects. Squamata is going to activate its effect to send Hedgehog to the graveyard, and Wendy's going to activate her effect to special, and of course, the Shaddoll Beast directly from your deck in face down defense position. And this is the luxury of having Wendy in your deck, is that you're actually able to get access to Beast to draw 2 cards to discard 1, which is insane. And now Hedgehog is going to resolve its effect to basically add a Shaddoll Dragon or any other Shaddoll monster directly from your deck to your hand, right? So this is basically your end board right now. You have Appaloosa with 3 negates. You have a Winda that locks your opponent from special summoning. You have Makaba that can negate spell or monsters, which is really awesome. And also at the same time, on the following turn, you have a Shaddoll Beast. Draw 2, discard 1, which is absolutely insane. So this is your end board right here, which is really nice. It's going to be really hard for your opponent to actually get rid of Winda. So if they were to attack, you can Alistair them. Window will be at 3,200. And then on the following turn, you have, of course, Beast, draw 2. You can also go Invocation to banish the Alistair that you sent to the graveyard to protect the Window, to just basically make another Makaba or to make a Raging. It all depends on the scenario that you guys are in, right? But this is the ideal handboard that you guys want to have. The following turn, you can just activate Invocation and make a Raging anyways, right? So there you have it, my first place OTS local Shaddoll Invoke deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this is your boy Sam from TEAMSAMURAIX1 signing out. Alright guys, peace.